Welcome everyone to the class trial. Hope you all are excited. I'm not. You put me in the same spot. I know, and I don't care. I cannot wait. This will be so interesting. Just want to see how this is going to play out. I will give a quick refresher of the rules, of course. So, your goal is to find out who tried and killed Toad. That is your goal. If you successfully are able to figure out who, you all put it to a vote. After that vote, whoever you choose as the culprit and it's correct will get executed. However, if you're incorrect, all of you, besides the killer, will get executed instead. Sound fair? Nowhere close to being fair. Good. Well, shall we get started? Wait, I do have a question before we begin. What is the deal with this awkwardly painting? Oh, the painting is just a symbol that, although Toad isn't here, he's still watching, so yeah, he's gonna be judging you guys. Quite horrific.
So, this is the class trial, huh? Interesting. So, how are we gonna do this?
Isn't it best we give our utmost attention to the one who's done this before to guide us?
With me? I guess I have done this before. I know how this works. So yeah, you're basically the one who's going to help us figure this out, right? Right?
I guess. How would you guys do it when you were in it?
Well, whenever we did this, we would usually start off with the murder weapon.
The murder weapon, I see. Okay, I guess we can talk about that first. Any objections? No? Good.
The murder weapon. So, we're starting off with class trial already. Guess I don't have a choice now, do I?
Well, when it comes to the murder weapon, what was the first thing that looked like a...
Well, I think we found more than one weapon, correct? Don't we all already know what the weapon is? It was right in front of our faces.
Yeah, that knife that was found right beside Toad's body. That has to be it.
No, that's wrong. Wait a second, Quirrell. No, that knife besides Toad. I don't think it's a murder weapon.
What do you mean?
See, we found a second murder weapon. Well, they did.
Yes, we found a knife in the storage room. In the storage room? Yeah, there was a knife. It was just like shoved into the corner. And this one actually had blood on it, unlike the one Toad had. Well, if this one had blood on it, then certainly that must mean that probably what actually killed him, not the other one, correct?
Yes, it's the only weapon that could have killed Blue Toad.
Chill out a second. Luigi, that's crazy. Like, the knife was beside Toad. You really think something else killed him?
Right. I mean, yeah, it's kind of obvious.
Really? Okay, you know what? I don't believe you.
Why?
Why? Fine, I'll explain why. Luigi, listen. Toad, like that knife was right beside Toad. It's obvious that it was clearly what killed him. Otherwise, it wouldn't be there.
No, hang on a second, Glacier. Listen, that may be true, but hang on a minute. Let me say something. That knife wasn't normal. First of all, there was no blood on it. Unlike the other one, it had a lot of blood. Clearly, it was what killed it.
Well, how do we know that for sure? After all, we never saw anybody grab the knife.
Grab the knife? No, that's wrong. That was easy. Glacian, there's something I need to mention. I saw Toad with that same knife earlier the night before his murder.
You saw him with that silver knife?
Yes, I saw him take it out of a closet, and I told him to get rid of it.
Well, he clearly didn't listen to you.
And because of this, it means that the other knife is clearly the one that did the deed.
I guess you're right. Fine, I'll back off. So, we've already cleared up the murder weapon. What do we do from here? Well, maybe we should talk about some other interesting evidence, or see if we can already narrow down the suspects. Or maybe we could take a look at last night. Maybe that can pose some clues? Last night? Maybe that could help.
There was a lot last night. Who knows, something may have happened during the party that we have not noticed.
It truly is possible.
This is already getting exciting.
Yeah, this is already getting very, very, very good. And it's only just started, you two. Chill out. So, I guess it's best we talk about last night?
Well, yeah. If we're all up for that.
Sure, that's gonna be our next topic. Me and Ralsei ended up setting up the party. And while we were both setting up, we ended up getting there first, and slowly people arrived. Was there anybody who possibly didn't arrive? I believe everyone got there, safe and sound, and everyone at the party. What about maybe the times people left the party? Maybe they are suspicious? Honestly, do not believe that there is any clues to help us out here.
No, that's wrong. Clues about the party? Well, Ralsei, what was that thing you showed me? The list.
Huh? Oh, the list! Oh, do you want me to show it?
Yes, if you still have it.
Yes, I got it right here. Hang on, everyone. Here you go.
So, what exactly is this?
It's pretty long. So, this is a list me and Ralsei made of when people arrived to the party and when they left. You made that? Why, of course, just to be safe. Well, maybe this can help us. I think it can. Let me show you something. Let us see. What time did Toad leave? 8:16. What was the file that thing said? Oh, the Monokuma file, you mean? I think it said 8:22 p.m. So, that would be 6 minutes later. So, this means a few things. Anyone who left the party after 8:22 could not be the suspect. Wait, really? How does that work? Well, it's simple actually. See, if Toad died at 8:22, then there's no way anyone up here could have caused it. So it just matters on who may have left earlier before Blue Toad. Well, let's see. Who did leave before Blue Toad? From here, it seems like Spamton, my mom, Drevius, Elikid, Junior, Lancer, Quirrell, and Monomon are all the people that ended up leaving the party before Blue Toad. Going by that logic, that means the culprit must be one of them. And that eliminates half of our suspects. They already chopped it down to half the group. That fast. Wow, these trials do sure go quick.
So, what's up next?
Well, maybe there's something else we need to figure out.
Well, if Toad left at 8:16, how did he die in such a short amount of time? Where did he go? Where did he go? Good question. So now we're on the topic of where Blue Toad possibly went after he left the party. After the party, where could Blue Toad have gone? I believe most of the people after the party went back to their dorms to sleep.
So, it makes sense Blue Toad would have also went and left to go to sleep, right?
Yes, this means he would have left. And because of this, technically, all Toad would do is just head to the elevators and head to his dorm room.
No, that's wrong. Wait a minute, Junior. I do need to say something.
What is it, Luigi?
Yes, Toad could have gone through the elevator. However, I believe he took another means to get to the dorm rooms.
There's another way to the dorm rooms?
Yes? Coral, do you have that map?
I do not have it. My teacher does. Yes, it is right here.
So, these two were kind enough to make a map of the area. This is the first floor, and there are the elevators close to the cafeteria. However, let's go to the dorms. Now, see, the elevators connect here. Taking the left elevator puts you on the left side of the dorm. The right elevator puts you on the right side. Now, here's the thing. Look at where Toad is on this side. He's the farthest one. Exactly. So, if you think about it, wouldn't it make more sense for Toad to, from the cafeteria, to go walk from the stairs up to his room instead of taking the elevator?
Luigi, that is genius.
It is? Why, thank you.
Well, I guess it does make sense. But why take the stairs? It's a bit weird. I mean, if he wants to get to his dorm, sure, but isn't that where he died?
He died on the floor right below it. He didn't die on the stairs.
Speaking of the staircase, I do and must mention and see if we can answer one thing that greatly confuses me. There is something that confuses you. Yes, the blood patch on the stairs. It is strange and dark, scary, weird, out of place. Blood on the staircase? Yep, on the left stairs, there was a spot of blood. It was very small, but it was there. Clear as day. Yeah, we were there too. We saw... But what could it be doing there? And why is it even there? If Toad truly walked up the staircase, we would think that maybe he would walk up to his dorm and fall asleep.
The next day, he ends up dead and there's a small piece of blood on the staircase. What could it mean?
Is it possible maybe something happened on the stairs? Maybe Toad got attacked on the stairs. Maybe it's his blood.
I agree with that. I agree with you, Mimikyu, on that.
You do?
Yes. Although, I don't like explaining this in words. It's hard to do. I'd rather demonstrate it if I can.
Demonstrate it, you say? You know, that is something I forgot to mention. See that large little square in the middle? Yeah, I was confused on what that was. It's different than the last time. That is the demonstration square. You step inside it and I can modify it to create holograms of places or anything you wish. This way, you can try and explain what you believe happened and demonstrate it physically instead of just using words. Man, this would have been so much useful if I had it when I was around in the last game. Well, should we test it out, Luigi?
Well, yes, I do need to try and explain what happened. So, do I just step in it?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want me to enable hologram space for you, Luigi?
No, I don't think it'll be necessary, but, Quirrell, can I use you for a second?
Why?
Well, you have that sword, and I feel like it would be a perfect representation to explain what happened.
If you so wish.
Here's what I believe happened. So, Quirrell, let's say you're at the top of the staircase where Toad would go into once he arrived at the dorms, okay? And I'm Toad walking up the stairs. And when I come around, what happens is you attack me, the killer. Okay. Like, no, seriously, attack me. Why? Just, Quirrell, trust me.
Come on, Quirrell. Yes.
Like, which way do you want me to swing? Upwards. Okay. And so while the enemy swings their knife at him, Toad does Lish. He moves his hand out like so. So the sword hits his arm, or the knife, and then it cuts his arm.
You're saying Toad defended himself.
Where did you get the idea about the arm?
Well, remember the Monokuma file. Here, take a look. It says right here that Toad has an injury on his arm. If you think about it, if the culprit tried to attack him while he walked up the stairs, then the killer would slash the knife at him. But then Toad blocks it with his hand. That's why there is a cut on his arm.
Stop it, Luigi. You know, Luigi, it's good theory, but it's just not possible.
No, yes it is.
No, think about it. Let me explain it, and then you'll see it isn't. You're telling me that the culprit just waited for Toad to arrive? That's so wrong. They had no way of knowing he would take the stairs.
Actually, they would. What? See, listen, Goomba. All they have to do was take a look at the map and think of the most logical route that person would take. It's all they had to do. It's stupid. Ow. Come on, why?
Just think. Let me grab this. But that even makes no sense. How do we know that it's even Toad's blood? The wrist thing makes sense, but it could also be the killer's.
Well, no, that's wrong. Dab. Goomba, listen, it's the same reason Glaceon was wrong. Toad's knife was clean.
It was clean.
There's no way it could be the killer's blood. If Toad hit the victim, or the killer, then obviously that knife would have blood on it.
Fine, you win.
Actually, that thing about blood potentially being killers, I do have one question now. Remember the spot on, the wall that had blood on it? Although it was quite obvious to see and very gruesome. Yes, what about that blood is interesting to you? It's scary.
Oh my gosh, not again.
Come on, you guys are the ones talking about blood, so of course I'm gonna be here and listen. Carry on, Browse. Thanks. And with this blood, I'll explain it. We know that the blood on the stairs is indeed Toad's. But what about the blood on the wall? Is it also Toad's? There is a chance it could be someone else's, but it's a very small chance. What about the killer's blood? It could be his.
I still believe it may be Toad's.
I agree with that. I say the same thing. The blood on the wall must be Toad's. I mean, think about it. No one here has wounds, so, it has to be.
And aren't you all stupid? Of course it's Toad's. So, listen here. Bro, none of us want to listen to you. I don't care. Listen, I've seen plenty of horror movies. When people slash others' neck, blood goes everywhere, in the direction it's slashed. So, wait, repeat that? When someone slashes someone's neck, the blood goes in the direction it gets slashed from.
So, wait. If Toad gets slashed in the neck from, this way, then all the blood would shoot out onto the wall to his right.
Aha, that's why all the blood is there. That's his blood. When his neck got slashed, all the blood shot out onto the wall. Come on, that makes sense, right? It is reasonable and it makes sense. Yeah, that might be what happened.
Alright, well, yeah, so the blood on the wall means nothing. Anything else?
You do know about one piece of evidence that bugs me?
What is it?
That paw print. That one bloody paw print. Finally, we get to discuss that thing. Now, although this paw print could be from the killer, like, it could be the killer's paw print. Well, if that were the case, that means that means we can narrow our suspects down even further. But no, hang on a minute. I do not think that blood, I do not think that paw print was placed there on accident. I think it was done purposefully. What do you mean? I just don't think the killer would leave someone like that lying around and be clumsy. Like, it's weird. I do have to agree, it makes no sense. Yeah, I guess they could do that, just like purposely place it there, mislead us in the wrong direction. I don't know, seems weird. I personally disagree. Well, so are we just all in split opinions right now? Did you hear that, Father? Yes, I did. I heard the word split. Oh gosh, great job, guys. What did we do? Nothing, we're just gonna have to go through the whole event to fight each other. Scrum debate, what's it called? Yeah, you're gonna make us do that, aren't you? Of course, I will. So, everyone who thinks the paw print was placed purposefully, go on one side. Everyone who thinks the paw print was placed on accident, go on the other side. And we'll fight this out with arguments. Yeah, I've done this like 6 times. Let's get it over with. Okay then. Honestly, I don't have a choice. I'm just gonna stay here while you guys do it.
It's weird to imagine the killer being clumsy and just leaving it.
Goomba. Maybe the killer's just stupid and didn't notice it. It's one of the most noticeable things there. Of course they would see it. Spamton. If they were in a rush, they wouldn't.
Maybe they wanted to clean it up, but they didn't have time.
Glaceon. That makes no sense. If the knife was clean, then they would, if they cleaned up the knife that we suppose Toad had, then obviously they would try and do the same with the other knife and the paw print. The paw print could have been left to purposely direct us in the wrong way, accusing someone else. Telltale. I don't know about that. If that were really the case, then why would they go through all the extra trouble to be potentially spotted?
It is very unreasonable. Like, it just makes no sense to leave it there and not do anything.
But I'll say, like I said, if they were going fast, maybe they didn't even notice it. That is highly doubtful, especially if they were so determined to get through to everything else. Squirtle. No, not really. Like, they were trying to rush, get themselves hidden. Otherwise, they would just leave it. Plus, even if they did make it, they would leave it anyways for us to misdirect. Or if the culprit themselves has paws, then they have no reason to leave it. It would direct them.
I'll do it. Now, listen. There's multiple other people here with paws. So, if you're left it, you can also direct to other people. This is our answer. It is impossible for that paw print to be purposefully set up. It must be real.
I guess so. My theory was incorrect. I guess I lose. Well, like I said, but if this is the case, what does this mean? Well, let's see the people with paws. So we got Mama, Tattletale, me, Junior, Elekid, Rouse, Glaceon, and yeah, I think that's everybody with paws. And going back to that list we had of people, if we look back at that list, the people who left with paws before Toad left would be Mama, Junior, and Elekid. The suspect, and our killer, is one of those 3.
Is that so? The killer is one of them? I don't know. I feel like we're doing this the right way, but even if someone is the killer, I don't want to believe it. Do we have a choice? I'm doing this to save Toad and everyone. He knows we're cheating. We're going to find this out. We will.
Danganronpa.